Crested Geckos, Part 2. Crested geckos are omnivores and will eat some live food. The bulk of their diet is made by this processed powdered food, which helps replicate the fruits and nectars they would eat in the wild. You use pots like this to put the food in, different size pots for different size holders. This is Reptile food, one I've been using for many years. There are a lot of other brands that I will show you in a minute. It is sold as a powdered complete diet. You put some powder into your pot, or you can make a big patch and distribute it between several cups. It's up to you. I'm feeding a few animals at once, not all crested geckos. This is how I do it. It is not the definitive way. You might do it a different way. As long as we get the same results, it is fine. So I put the powder in, add some water. Not exactly a measured amount. There is recommended guides on the packet, but I do it by eye now. And hey, I stir mine with tweezers. It's the easiest thing to fit in these little pots, and it does a really good job. You try it out, you'll start mixing your repashy with tweezers too. Now I'm letting this video play in real time because it can be confusing for people feeding cresties for the first time. One thing I will say is I have filled these pots up quite high. If you just have one crestie, you might not need to fill it so much. Please bear in mind their stomachs are the size of their eyeballs. They do not need to eat loads and loads and loads to be filled up. Quite often, especially new crested gecko keepers, worry that their cresties are not eating enough because they only have to eat a small amount. You do end up throwing a lot of this away. Over time, you will gauge how much your gecko needs in its cup, but it should always have access to food, so you have to make enough to last 24 hours until you clean it out and fill it back up again. So adding in there, this should last 24 hours. You take it out and fill it up again. It has a consistency a bit like a sort of watery ketchup. Make it always a little bit more on the watery side because it will start to thicken up quite quickly, and you don't want it too thick that your gecko will not eat it. There's not always signs that your gecko is eating the food. Obviously, is the food going down that you'd expect. So look for signs that it's been at the dish, there'll be mess around the dish. Look for signs that it's been going to the toilet around the tank. Other signs that it's eating the food. Showing you some of the different types of holders you can get. If you've got just one crestie, one little pot is enough. If you've got a bigger crestie and you want to give them some variety, maybe you'd have two. These are all just different size ledges that you can attach into the tank, and they come with different size cups to go with them. These are all available in our store. We have a selection to choose from, including diets. So here are some repashy foods, some Hikari, some Pangea gecko diet, and a newer version, Blue River. They come with different flavors, and we have a selection of different cups and sizes for whatever your preference are. Most of it's just personal choice when it comes to these sorts of things. Here are some of the cups in place. This is actually for lychee, and this one is for some baby crested geckos in the shop at the time I was making the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow for part 3.